Hi and welcome to HCTV, and today we're here with the new Fujifilm X100 VI. Now the X100V, or as we should probably call it the 5, the X100 V, came out in 2020, so it's been out just under 4 years. Now with the supply chain issue getting the cameras into people's hands, it doesn't feel quite that old. It doesn't feel like it's really reached its potential. It's an excellent camera. Now the design of the 6 borrows a lot from the previous model. The V was very successful and was an excellent camera to hold and use. So it makes sense for Fujifilm to basically keep the outside very much the same. It's got aluminium top and bottom plate, which is the same width as the V. It's a little bit wider or deeper, and we'll explain why that is in a second. It's got a slightly different tilt out screen, which gives you a little bit better angle of view, but otherwise the controls and buttons are very similar to the V. Although the outside is very similar to the V, the X100 VI has had a massive boost inside. You've now got the 40 megapixel backside illuminated CMOS sensor that's also in the X-T5 and the XH2. You've also got the X processor 5 that's the same as in those other two cameras. So what you get is a really crisp, nice image, full of detail. I was a little bit unsure as to whether the 23mm lens that's on this, which has obviously been designed for the 26 megapixel sensor, would be able to capture as much detail as you would expect. But I can honestly say with the images I've captured so far, my fears have been wiped out. It's more than enough for the sensor. Now the reason it's a little bit thicker is because it now comes with in-body stabilization, up to 6 stops of IBIS, and that means now you can really use this camera to shoot indoors in low light. You get that image stabilization. It's really improved the performance of this camera. Obviously, being an X100, you've got the hybrid viewfinder, which gives you the optical viewfinder, electronic viewfinder and the electronic rangefinder. Now I personally use the optical viewfinder probably 90% of the time. It's just a beautiful shooting experience. But in that push, when it gets a bit darker, you can put it onto the electronic viewfinder, and that's also really nice. And that's one of the bonuses of owning a camera like this. When the X100 VI comes out, it's going to retail at $1,599, which is a little bit more expensive than the V when it came out. But with the extra features and performance boost, I'd say that's worth it. Now I personally already felt that the V was one of the best travel photography cameras and street photography cameras that you could buy. And the 6 has improved on that in many ways. It's kept the same design, which is nice, I like that. But with the 40 megapixel sensor and IBIS, it's really boosted what was already a great camera. And so for that, again, this has now replaced the V in my mind as one of the best travel and street photography cameras that you can buy.